All right, gang, so
I knew it was going to be on two.
yesterday we worked on options when you go for the Kimura grip and they start locking down on their lapel, grabbing their belt, hooking the inside of their leg, and some alternatives to do for them. Okay, so we're going to kind of continue with that theme here. So we're going to start off with regular Kimuras. Yep. So we're going to start off here with the Kimura grip, kind of standard north-south position here. You get here like this, and you go for the Kimura, and they're grabbing their belt, grabbing their lapel, hook on the inside of the leg. Doesn't really matter. So what I'm going to do is trap this arm. So I have it locked in, I have it trapped, but I want to free up this hand here. So what I'm going to do is just take the lapel, I can grab the belt, whatever is available, and I'm going to feed it to that hand here, and I'm just going to grip it. Okay. Now this arm's locked down. I have this one free. Okay. So now I'm going to circle, and so I'm going to go for a hatchet choke. And I got this arm out of the way, so I need to get this arm out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my head and push it out of the way. So I'm just going to bring my head down here, and I post. I get my grip on the collar, so my hand is going to be reaching here for a grip while I'm posting. And once my head comes up, I already got my grip, and I'm good to go. Okay, so I'm here. So if the wrist's right here, I can just push it a little bit, bring my head down, get my grip as deep as I can go. So I want my wrist where it's right on the front of the throat, okay? So right about here. I don't want to get too deep because it can put a little pressure on your wrist and kind of hurt as you're doing it, okay? So I'm going here, get a little bend in your wrist, okay? So once I get that grip here, I want to sink back, and I'm just going to sprawl my hips. And if he has his chin down, I'm just taking my elbow and I'm going to wiggle it down till my elbow hits. And then I want to aim my elbow toward the head. And I'm just going to keep on going up and keep on wiggling it till I get it above the head or until they tap. Okay? So I'm locking down this arm so it can't move, pushing that out of the way. Get my head and torso to isolate that other arm until I get the grip that I want, and then I can sink back. Okay. So again, I get to standard Kimura grip. I'm trying to lock down, I can't. So I'm going to grab the bottom of the lapel, just feed it to the hand that's coming underneath that arm, and then I want to stay tight here. Okay, because you can still get that arm out, but if I have pressure in here, it's going to be tough for that arm to move. Okay, I'm going to circle to the back. Again, I'm going to push the wrist out of the way, and I'm going to get my head all the way down here, and I'm just going to go into a tripod. So on my toes, head all the way down, and then my hand's going to reach in right around the side of the neck, getting the wrist right on the front part of the throat. Okay, so I'm here, get my grip, I sink back, and I'm just sprawling my hips, going as low as possible, okay? Again, if he tucks his chin, I'm just wiggling my elbow down, and then I start to wiggle my elbow up above the head, okay? So down first to get underneath the jawline, and then to finish, elbow goes to the top of the head, okay? That little wiggle back and forth will wedge in there to get the get underneath the jawline, and the wiggle up just helps move your move the grip down and kind of tighten on the hatchet choke. Okay. Questions on that? Cool. Give it a shot. Do it. So we're going to do the same thing, getting that same trap. Here, I'm in the Kimura position. Again, I'm trapping that wrist. I want to keep heavy pressure on the tricep because they can, if you don't put any pressure, you can eventually pull that arm out here. okay? But if I get a grip, I pull it tight, and then I bring chest pressure here, that arm's stuck, okay? So again, I'm gonna circle the side just like before. Again, putting pressure on that arm the whole time. And now what I'm gonna do is just pick them up a little bit. So I can grab the sleeve, and I just wanna bring them up off the shoulder, okay? Now from here, I'm gonna reach up and grab the collar, okay? So I got a couple options here. I can sit back and finish. I can go to a clock choke. A lot of different options here, okay? What I like to do a lot of the times is just bring the other knee up. I sit back, and there's my choke here. So I'm just gonna take my heel, push the arm off, and just lean back, keeping the arm straight, casting out with my wrist, okay? So, again, I'm here, circle to the side. I'm gonna grab the sleeve. I'm gonna lift him up. I'm using my left foot to drive into him here. My chest is going into his back, so it's keeping him elevated. And then I'm gonna just sneak the thumb in. See how I get that grip here? So I don't need a too deep of a grip, because if I go too deep here and I go back, sometimes it hurts my wrist. But I want to definitely get past the chin and get to the collarbone. If your thumb is above the collarbone, usually you're in good shape here, okay? So I'm putting that pressure in, and then I'm just going to bring my right knee up, lean back. I'm going to pull him back. Heel comes in, and just keep that arm straight, lean back, and cast out, okay? So tough to fight that choke because you got both arms wrapped up, okay? So one more time. So I'm here, feed my grip, pressure with the chest, circle. I grab the sleeve. I'm gonna lift him up, put that pressure with my left leg, and then I'm gonna find the collar. So thumb comes in, my other knee comes up, and I sit back. I'm gonna pull him into me. Heel goes right on the forearm, pushes it away, and then I'm leaning back, straighten out my arm, casting out with my left hand, okay? And again, I'm keeping a good grip on this, and I'm pulling it into me, because I don't want this arm escaping. If it's loose like that, he can just pull the arm out, okay? So I want to get a good grip, and I want to pull it tight. Now it's going to be harder for him to pull it out. Even if, you know, I got the choke set up, even if he pulls it out, at this point it's too late, okay? And if he does, I can hook it and then finish it from there, okay? Questions on that? Do it.